listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast by Dr. T. Michael W. Halcomb, Dr. Frederick J. Long, Dr. Mario Melendez, Dr. Jennifer Noonan, and J. M. Smith. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Proof Text. I'm Michael Halcomb. I am here with my friend J. M. Smith, and I love these episodes that we call 10 questions. JM gets 5 questions, I get 5 questions, and we're going to look at a specific verse and just go for it. We're attempting to bring lenses of curiosity to the text and just see what kind of questions does the text beg us to ask and prompt us to ask. So it's a great little resource that we're doing here, and if you want to see other resources, check out discipledojo.org and at Disciple Dojo on YouTube. You can check out glossahouse.com and at glossahouse on YouTube. All kinds of great resources that you could spend years just working through, right? So, JM, good to have you. Good to be here with you. And
always.
JM, another part of this is JM doesn't know what verses I'm going to throw at him. And I don't know the verses either. I just use this site, Random Bible Verse Generator, and it throws a verse at me, and that's where we're going. So in this episode, we're in the Old Testament. We're at Isaiah 43:2. So I'm going to pull that up onto the screen here, and you'll be able to see it. Also read it in English. I got the NIV up, but I got the Hebrew up as well. So here's this is kind of a lengthy verse. When you pass through the waters, I'll be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they'll not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you'll not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze. All right. So, this is kind of, man, there's a lot going on here. So let me shrink the font here so we can get a better idea and see everything, hopefully on one screen. You want me to go first, or you want to go first, JM?
Yeah, you go first on this one. Let's see what questions you got.
All right. So, man, my question straight away, we have, let's see if this is the right, this verb, avar, and so it's used here at the start, ki tavor. And I'm wondering, because I'm looking for it. We have it here. No, I'm looking for it elsewhere in the verse, and I don't think I see it. Do we have it there at the end? Is that it? No. So just quick glancing, because we have. Am I missing it? Do we have it again? I don't see it. Do you see it, JM?
No.
Because I'm noticing that the NIV uses when you pass through the waters and when you pass through the rivers. So is this Tavor doing double duty? Is the other one missing? Are they translating another word the same way? So that's my initial question.
All right. I want to ask right off the bat, this starts with ki, with the Hebrew word ki. And ki is, it can have a bajillion different meanings, but it means something. That because it can be translated as when. But usually when I see ki, it's like something has been said, and now ki, this is happening. Not always, and this may be one of the cases where it's not, but I would want to know, how does this verse link with what came before in verse 1?
Yeah. Great question. I'm just curious about what's going on. We have b'mayim, in the waters or something like that. However you take the preposition ba there. And then we have later nahar, so vuba nahar, in the river, or in the rivers. So what's the difference between waters and rivers? Yeah, and then yeah, do we have? I think it's called metonymy, right? Is the device of metonymy being used here, where a part of something is representative of the whole?
Hmm.
I think that's metonymy. I could be wrong. Um, let's see. Yeah, metonymy, the substitution of the name of an attribute or adjunct for the thing for that of the thing meant. For example, suit for business executive. So I could say, "Oh, here come the suits," and I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about this the physical suits, but the suit is representative of the whole. So
Right.
is mayim representative of nah uh, uh, plural naharot here, rivers,
Hmm.
metonymy. So is metonymy being used?
Right. Oh, yeah. I'm the poetry of it. This is what we've asked before in a Psalms video that we did. I'd want to ask this of anything in Isaiah, which is a lot of poetry. How does this sound in Hebrew? Because it's very, I mean, literally like
Yeah.
ki te avur. So when or that you will cross in water or in the waters with you, I.
Yeah.
It's poetic and it's laconic, and it just doesn't read like in the NIV. I will be with you. I mean, that's what it means. That's not wrong. It's just it doesn't. I want to hear how. I would want to know how does this sound if it were said in Hebrew in
Mm.
poetic form.
Yeah, seeing the three lows here, I kind of want to break it up. Just try to rearrange it poetically and having those as like the start of a line or an anchor point or something. Maybe not the start of a line because we need the verb before this low, but um, yeah. So how does it sound? That's good. Um, and this is gonna sound like cheating, but we have down here, um, oh, we have ish and fire, and then later on, we have says, so when you walk through the fire, you'll not be burned. Um, the flames. So sorry, my Hebrew. You'll not be burned, and the flames.
Lehava.
There we go. The hava will not set
Tiva.
you ablaze. So again, do we have metonymy? In this case, fire or flames representative of the whole fire. It seems like we do, but is this device of metonymy being used, I guess, in a parallelism?
Mm.
I feel like a broken record. In the last few episodes, I've used the word parallelism so much, but
Hey,
yeah,
that's what happens when you look at Hebrew, especially because
yeah, yeah.
it is all about some parallelism. And that brings up my next question is I would want to know what is the difference or how are the two words that are synonyms for burn, how are they being used? Like, um, yeah,
Mm,
tikave, yeah, tikave, when you pass through the fire, not it will burn. And then the next one, lo tiva'ar. So tiva'ar, I guess, yeah, tiva'ar. Where are those used elsewhere? Like, are they used in the story of the fiery furnace in Daniel? Are they
right.
used in the fire on Mount Sinai? Um, Are they used in burning, like when God's anger is said to burn in the Psalms or throughout the Old Testament or in Exodus? Are either of these words used? Because the Hebrew has a number of words for fire and flame and burn. What is the sense of those? So I would do some word studies on those two.
I'm curious. I was gonna ask who's speaking to whom, and I just looked at the previous verse, so that's answered. The Lord speaking. He's speaking to Israel, evidently. And so is Isaiah 43:2 hearkening back to an earlier scene or an earlier set of scenes in the Tanakh, particularly in the Torah, like in the you think through the Exodus here, walking through the fire. I don't know what one that would be referring to, but is this referring back to specific historical events?
Yeah, that makes me want to ask: is this specifically connoting the Exodus, in particular the Exodus, where you did have them obviously literally going through not just the Exodus, I guess, but the Exodus and the entry into the land, because the Exodus, they went through the waters of the Yam Suf, and then when Joshua took them, they went through the river, the Jordan River.
Yeah.
So is that in the mind of Isaiah, or God speaking through Isaiah in this? And then the fire, immediately you can't not think of, just like the bush wasn't consumed by the flame, it was burned, but it wasn't burned up. And then Mount Sinai, Moses went into the flame, but he wasn't burned or burned up. So this is the Exodus imagery as like obvious as it seems to me as I'm reading it.
Yeah. Yeah. So can we be pretty confident that this is my fifth question. This isn't talking about like me today when I just go through when I have a crap day and just gotta put my head down and get through it. When you pass through it, I'll be with you. And that may be true, but that doesn't seem like what this verse is talking about, or suggesting. It seems to have something very specific in mind. Is that the case? That's my fifth question.
My final question would be, I'll sweep over you. Is this the first word, when you pass, if that key is to be read as the NIV reads it, as when you pass through the waters, or is it to be read as if you pass through the waters, or as some future thing? Then I will be with you, because there's no verb in this for God. There's no like, I will be. It's just with you, I. So is this saying I will be with you when this happens? Or is this saying whenever this happens, I am with you? Like, remember, I am with you. Not I'll be with you when you need me, but I'm with you. With you am I. So even if this happens in the future, no, in other words, this is describing the ongoing reality that we live with, or that in this case, Isaiah's audience, that Israel lived with? Or is this talking about like God will come in, show up? How kind of charismatic believers will sometimes say like, oh, God really showed up at the service today, or like, is this talking about something like God's enduring presence that's always with us, or is this God will show up when we need him?
Yeah, exactly. Good stuff, man. Wow, it's fun to look at this. So, man, thanks a lot. Appreciate your time, JM, and all of you who are watching, I've said it before on these episodes, if you got a verse you want us to look at and just riff on, let us know. And if you have your own questions about these verses, we'd love to hear them and engage you on that. And yeah, so Jay, I'm glad you're part of the Proof Text team, dude. And
Yeah, I'm happy to be. My pleasure.
yeah, we are growing this thing, and in the new year, so 2024, if you're listening to this pre-2024, but in come 2024, we already have 3 or 4 other people lined up to join the lineup. So it's pretty exciting, man. With new episodes and new content and a good he'll be bringing some good stuff to the table. So we're gonna keep rolling with this, and yeah, glad you're part of it, bro.
As am I.
Yeah. So, and we're glad everybody's listening. Again, as I always say, head over to discipledojo.org, get all kinds of free stuff at Disciple Dojo on YouTube, or glosahouse.com, and at glosahouse.com, or at glosahouse on YouTube. So we're gonna stop there. If you're watching this post New Year or in the new year of 2024, when we say Happy New Year to you, so yeah, have a great year and many blessings to you and yours. We hope that helps.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glosa House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glosa House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glosahouse.com today. Glosa House, language resources for the global community.